Hello, everybody, and welcome into this week's 30 Minutes program. I'm really happy to have an opportunity to spend some time with the Weakley County Clerk, and she's going to talk to us about some of the things that you may not know and some things that may be very helpful to you if you plan to go overseas. I have a whole lot of stuff to cover, but Kim Hughey, thanks for coming in today. First off, I just want to tell you how great it is to see how good you look, how good you feel after having a bout with old Mr. C. So,
thank you, Paul.
Tell me about that. How did that affect your life, having cancer as you began?
As many people know, it's a very humbling experience. In 2022, I was diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma, skin cancer. Normally, that would be the skin cancer that you would want if you were going to have any. It's not usually an invasive type cancer, but I was not quite that fortunate, and I had an advanced form. So I underwent some treatment, took some medicine for about 2 years, and it worked great for about a year. And then after that, just kind of slacked off, wasn't working well anymore. So Alan and I made the decision to get a second opinion, and we went to MD Anderson out in Houston, Texas. I'm very blessed to have gotten to go there and had surgery last July. Made it through that fine. I'm doing great. I go back for routine checkups. I'm on a 6-month schedule now and doing fabulous. And I'll tell you, for anybody that's been through this, it makes you really depend on your friends, your family. For me, it brought me really close to the Lord, increased my faith, my prayer life, for myself and for others. And it also made me very grateful. It increases your gratitude meter by 1,000 times. I mean, it makes you realize and see how really important your life is and how important the people around you are. My staff was amazing while I was out. I had to miss some work. Nothing I could do about that. And they were absolutely amazing. I can't thank them enough and couldn't do my job without them. And like I said, my family was amazing. My husband was there through everything. My sister dog sat and house sat, and my mom and everybody cooked. And the community was great in prayer and cards and food and monetary gifts. And I've just been blessed. That's all I can say about it is I have been blessed.
You know, a lot of people come in and they look at you and they say, wow, you know, she's got such a beautiful smile and you look like you never had any problem with cancer. And more than anything else, they know the quality of work that you do and your staff does, or you wouldn't have such good high marks, if you will.
Well, I hope so. That's what we strive for.
Yeah. So let me back up here for just a moment, and that goes back to why did you want to become the Weakley County Clerk?
So I started in the county clerk's office working for Miss Pat Scarborough in September of 2001. And I had been there probably about 2 years, and I went home one day and I told Alan, I said, I am going to run for that office one day when Pat retires. I know I am. I love it. I love the people, and that's it. The main thing is it's a new thing every day, never boring in the county clerk's office. There's always something new. And I just get to see everyone in the county. I get to work with them, talk with them. I have formed a lot of friendships. I thought I knew everybody in Weakley County until I started in there, and I've met so many people. Plus, you meet the new folks that come into town too, and we can always help somebody, whether it's what we do in the office or it's other things. You know, we've made a lot of friends that way.
What's it like to campaign?
Well, it's tiring and it's a little stressful sometimes, but it is it's just so rewarding because, like I said, you get out and you meet people and you get to answer questions and you get to help them. And
have you been down roads that you never thought you'd ever see?
Yeah, I've been down some of those roads. I surely have. I know Pat even said when she was running that they ended up in some roads in Kentucky and didn't realize they were out of state, you know. So, yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, well, you want to make sure that you touch everybody.
Absolutely.
So, what's the clerk do? What do you do for the people, and what kind of problems do they have?
So, of course, everybody normally thinks that we do title and registration, you take care of your vehicle transactions, and that's pretty much it. And that is the majority of our work. But we do so many things in the county clerk's office. We're kind of a catch-all for the state, I think, when they find something some other department doesn't want to handle. Oh, we'll just give that to the county clerk. But we issue marriage license. We issue business tax license. We issue beer permits, racetrack permits. We process notary applications. We take care of, we issue TWRA hunt and fishing license. We register boats just like we do automobiles. And we collect hotel motel tax. And we also issue driver's license for the Department of Safety. And that has been a very challenging few months, the last several months with the Real ID coming around.
So what is the Real ID?
The Real ID is basically a federal form of identification certification, just like a passport, same type credentials as you need to get a passport. You have to prove your citizenship and your residency and that you're who you say you are and your name. It's been a tough thing for ladies who normally are the ones in the community that change their names through marriages or whatever. They've had to backtrack and go get documents proving that, who they were at birth is the same person at who they are now. So it's been a challenge, but it has allowed us to be able to help people that have moved out of state, that are struggling trying to get these documents together. We mail all over the United States every day for people needing marriage records that purchased their license 30, 40 years ago in Weakley County.
The interesting thing about the work that you do, there's a lot of detail in the job of being the Weakley County clerk. Now, some of that takes a long time, and sometimes you can get things done in a short period of time. What is the easiest thing for you and your staff is to do?
The easiest thing is a vehicle renewal. Those are simple. When someone comes in and wants to renew their plates, and we offer several different ways to do that. And people think a lot of times, well, I didn't get my notice, so I can't renew my tags. And there's several options. You can renew your plates online. You can renew your plates by phone. You can renew them by mail, or you can come into the office and renew them in person, which we enjoy that because we get to see people that way.
What is that, 30% of coming in, or is it 70% of people coming to do their plates?
I would say probably, and if you're doing title work and register, you have to bring that document in, the originals in the first time. So I'd say we still see probably 70% of the folks come in. We do a lot by mail, and the online is increasing daily. So every year we have a little bit, about 10% we're doing online right now.
By the way, that's a nice way to shake hands, get to know somebody, and ask them to vote for you. Absolutely. I know you don't do that while you're in office,
but we do like to see. We like to talk to the people in person a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has time to come over, especially during the day when they're working and we're there in the same hours. But yeah, we do get that opportunity a lot. We enjoy that. So everybody keep coming.
Well, let's take just a moment, since you brought up your staff here. Who are they?
So I have a bookkeeper, Stephanie Robinson. She lives in the Dresden area. She keeps us all straight, checks all of our work, and makes sure those pennies are all where they need to, in the proper spot and where they need to be going. And then I have 4 deputies that work out in the front with me. Lisa Caldwell, she's been there. She started 3 years, I think, after I did. So she's been there for years. Christina Oliver, Paige Davis, and Kim Borneman. And those ladies are amazing. They really are. I could not do what I do, and I could not run that office without them.
Could you need another employee?
No, not. You want a job, Paul?
No. That was pretty good, but no, I don't need that job.
No, we're good right now.
What people don't know about the office of the clerk, you also are engaged with the county commission at least 4 times a year, but it's a lot more than that because you keep the records and the notes and so forth.
Absolutely. So the county clerk in the state of Tennessee is the clerk for the county commission. And of course we have 18 commissioners, 9 districts, 2 in each one. And so we're at every meeting, which they meet every other month. And then through budget, they meet an extra time during all that, during that process. But, we keep the minutes. We go to the meetings, take the minutes, keep those. It's a permanent record. They're always in our office.
Where do those books Where do they go? All of the stuff.
They're all those books are in my back office, and they're open. They're public records, so anyone is welcome to come in at any time. Marriage records are public record. I house all those in the back office. Eventually, one day they'll have to probably move downstairs. We've got some from 1800s, so we've got really old records in there.
What's in 1800?
Got marriages. All of our marriages started in 1843.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of genealogy. People come in and search for marriage records, or we pull county commission records a lot when they start going back and doing research on resolutions from the 50s and even before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, being the secretary, is that the right word?
Yes.
Or, I know it's the word clerk, but
Right, I'm the secretary.
What's the hardest thing about sitting there with a number of county commissioners who sometimes are talking across each other and trying to keep up with all of the things that go on?
I have a clerk that's in the meetings with me. She's the one that's taking the notes. Of course, we both compile what we can. There's recordings, and we just have to go back and decipher. And sometimes it is hard because there's a lot of crosstalk sometimes. And yeah, it is. You just have to pay close attention, and thank goodness for technology.
If you've just joined us, we're talking with the Weakley County Clerk, Kim Hughey. Really nice lady, and has a terrific staff. I've been in that office many times. But what I do like is the fact of the service, and that's something you just talked about a few minutes ago. You have a lot of responsibilities. What about licenses for TWRA to go out? Is that one of them?
Yeah, we do. So
we're coming up on hunting season again.
Right, exactly. And there are things in the state statute that county clerks are required to do. We do not have to do TWRA hunting and fishing license. We do those. That is a service to our customers. They were doing it in the office when I began in there. But it just allows people, when you come in, we can assist you and renew your hunting fishing license. You can do those things at Walmart or online now, which is a great thing. But we register boats and collect sales tax on those as well. And we partner with TWRA to do that.
Can you tell me how many births in Weakley County each year? Do you get that number?
I do not get births. That's through the Department of Health.
How about deaths? Do you get that?
Department of Health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Driver's license, how many did you have this past year?
We issued over 2,000 this year, just ourselves. And that's another thing I'll touch on. Do you want me to go ahead?
Let's jump on it right now. Yeah.
Okay. So we partnered with the Tennessee Department of Safety about 6 years ago. They had shut down the Weakley County location, so there was no driver service center. And we had people in the office all the time asking about driver's license. And of course, we had older people that really didn't drive. They just drove locally. They didn't drive to Union City and Paris and that sort of thing. So we decided to partner with them and offer that service to our constituents. Well, we process duplicates, we process renewals, we process Real ID upgrades. Those things we do for people that hold a regular Class D or a motorcycle license. We cannot do anything with people who hold a commercial driver's license of any sort. We don't have those credentials to do that. But we process driver's license by appointment only. We do that from 8:30 in the morning through 11, and then we stop for lunch, and then we process them again in the afternoon.
So that's ongoing. Every day.
Every day we process driver's license, yeah. And it's worked out great. We only have one station. I gave up my office. I no longer have an office in the county clerk's office. I gave that up because you have to have a certain location to do that. That's private. It has to have we take the photograph and that sort of thing. So when you come in, you fill out an application. It's a quick process. You're in and out normally in 10, 15 minutes.
Well, what about glasses?
We don't do the vision test at all.
Who does that?
If you are going to a driver service center and you're required, now it'll ask you on the application. If you go in as a new operator, then yes, I think they make you do the vision test, but it's not required to do a renewal. I will tell you, Paul, when this Real ID thing got really serious the first of the year, we've renewed driver's license for people from Franklin, Nashville, Memphis, all over the state of Tennessee because the service centers were so backed up and it was such a rush. So yeah, I'm thankful we could do it by appointment because we don't have room to, have that many people waiting. So it's worked out well for us. And like I said, that's not something we're required to do. That's a service that we offer. So we want to make sure that our customers that are coming to get the things that we are required to do, such as such as license plate renewals and vehicles and marriages and that sort of thing, they get taken care of, and then we work the others in.
You are qualified to marry somebody, is that right?
I am.
Have you?
I have in the past. I don't do it anymore. I did years ago, but it got so busy with, I could have married people all day long pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
And all of this, of course, is bestowed by the state of Tennessee that allows you to do that.
Yes.
And I guess everybody in the court, not maybe everybody, but if you're a clerk, I guess
So by law, county clerks are authorized to perform marriage ceremonies.
They're what? No, say that again.
County clerks are authorized.
Authorized.
Yes. To
doesn't mean you
perform.
have to do it then.
Correct. Yes, we're authorized. But of course, ministers, preachers, those sort of people are able. Former judges of general sessions, county mayors, city mayors, aldermen, county commissioners, those people are also authorized. And Weakley County, Tennessee doesn't have like a justice of the peace. So those are people that can marry people. But something new that came about a couple years ago is that the state passed legislation that notary publics can marry people in the state of Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean I can do that? Because I'm a notary public. What is the word notary public? Where did that ever come out of?
I have no idea.
That is the silliest name for being able to authorize somebody to do business or something or other.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. I think a lot of times that a notary is swearing that they've seen someone sign a document. That's what they're doing when they notarize it. They're not given any authority other than that's their certification that they witnessed that person, saw their ID or knew them, and swore that they were the person that signed the document. But in Tennessee, now that they've passed this, we had a little confusion about this in the beginning. So we had a lady that actually had a customer come in and say, "Hey, I need you to notarize my marriage license." Well, she had never been confronted with that before, and she was notarizing it when actually she was saying they were married, So it's actually given the notary the authority to perform a ceremony. They can't just sign a document and say, "Oh, you're married and I've notarized it." They have to actually perform a ceremony to solemnize a marriage.
Just a little bit of sidebar here. What about death certificates? Does that come through you?
No, births and deaths are all through Department of Health.
Yeah. Sometimes probably people are coming in and asking if you can give them a death certificate or those
absolutely, and we just direct them to the health department.
And they have them over there.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Do they have to send off for them, or do you know?
Birth certificates you can get in the office. If you were born in Tennessee, you can walk in and leave with your birth certificate for $15. We've done this so many times because of the Real ID thing. A lot of people have brought in thinking they're bringing in their birth certificate, and they've brought in their hospital record with the cute little footprints and all that on there. So that's not a state-issued birth certificate. And then death records, I believe, are the same. Now, they're not public records. So death records you get from the health department, I believe you have to show proof that you're a relative, heir, whatever.
This is the first time I've asked anybody on the radio this question, and that is, what was it like being in a public office and having to deal with COVID? How was that?
It was horrible. It was originally horrible. We worked it out. It was very scary in the beginning because the people were scared. They didn't know what was going on. Of course, we didn't know what was going on. I got a grant in my office, the court system, and Jeff Parham help with that. Get the protective glass around our office. We got that through a court grant, so we didn't have to pay anything because at the time I was still juvenile court clerk. And that helped us so much. But, we just made it work. My staff, we had to, of course, Jake was responsible for a lot of that, bless him. But we worked it out where we worked split shifts. You would have a couple working so many days and the others were out. And we ran in and outside and had a drop box and had people dropping paperwork off, and they couldn't come into the building. And it was not great, but we made it work, you know.
So all of the documents that you had to deal with during that time, I guess you had at some point probably wiped it off. I don't know if I was.
Well, some of it we kind of did. I mean, we wore gloves at certain times. I mean, everybody was just, you know, it was just in such an uproar, and no one really knew the extent.
When did you make your decision that you could back off of wearing a mask and get rid of the plastic if you wanted to?
So with us, it was when the state, whatever they said, you know, when they said, okay, you can open it back up. And if people come in, we had people at the door that people had to write down their name, what office they were going to. It wasn't really to protect us, I don't think, as much as it was to protect the customer, just to let them know if they came into an office and somebody in our office tested positive, then we could notify them and let them know. We did see at that time that about 85% of the people that were coming in the courthouse was coming to my office. So
it's a busy place.
Yes. I mean, so we come in contact with so many people during the day that, you know, we really needed to know for their sake as well. And so just the health department did a lot of guidance with us, I think, and stayed in touch with Jake. And when they said, hey, you can take these off, you don't have to wear them anymore. You know, there were so many days you had to be out, and if somebody was sick or had been around someone.
She referred to Jake. Of course, you were referring to the former mayor of Weakley County, and, you know, different style that you have, and interesting because you've seen a few of these come through. You have to get used to people that are coming in and getting to know people. And at the same time, there are some people that have been around a long time helping you with the manner of taking care of customers. I want to jump into one other conversation. You have brought many papers here. What is it that you want the public to know about what's going on in Weakley County's clerk office?
Well, so, you know, we are a fee office in the state. There are clerks that are fee offices and clerks that aren't. We collect fees for numerous things, and we are reporting and sending those funds to various offices, county and state. So in the state, we send money to the Department of Revenue. We send money to the Department of Safety, to the Tennessee Secretary of State, and to TWRA. Plus, we, of course, collect and turn over money to the county, to the trustee's office. And we collected and receipted over $5,100,000 last year for the fiscal year. So there's a lot of money that comes through that office in small increments. We're not like the tax office where you go in and pay several $1,000s at a time. You know, people are coming in renewing a placard for $3, or they're renewing vehicles for $69. But we collect lots of sales tax money for the state of Tennessee. So I brought some numbers. So automobile sales tax we collected last year. So when customers come in, even if you buy a vehicle from out of state, and most states do not collect sales tax for out of state residents. Usually it is collected, all of it's collected in your county where you reside. So we collected over $1.7 million last year in sales tax on automobiles, and then about $90,000 for boats. So those, you know, all those fees come into the state, and there's also another fee that we are collecting, and I really would like people to know about this. So, and this has always been a law in the state of Tennessee that you've got to have motor vehicle insurance, but a couple years ago they started what's called the electronic vehicle insurance system with the state, and it automatically verifies your insurance I don't know how this is done, if it's monthly or whatever. I'm not positive about that, but the state, once your vehicle hits the system, the state sends your VIN number out, and these insurance companies have to verify whether or not there's insurance on this vehicle. Well, if they can't, they're going to send you a letter and say, hey, we cannot verify that you have insurance on your car. Can you contact us? Most people get these letters and look at them and think, oh, I've got insurance, and they don't read the whole thing and they toss it. So the state will send you another one in the next month. After the third one, they're going to send you a letter and tell you that you owe a fine for not having insurance, and they're going to suspend your registration. And once they do that, it's $150 to get that reinstated. So what we have seen is that a lot of people have insurance, but it will not verify because there's a number or a letter off in their VIN number somewhere between us and the insurance company. So we encourage people, open those letters and look at them. And it's an easy phone call. If you look at your insurance card and it's different, call your insurance. They'll take care of it and the problem will go away. But if you ignore it, you will get a suspension. And there are ways, a lot of times people will call their insurance company and suspend their registration or suspend their insurance because they're not using the vehicle. It's broken down, it's sitting, and they're going to cancel that. So as long as you notify the state of that in that letter, and there's an affidavit you can go online and complete and let them know that that vehicle's not in use, they'll take it off the registration list. But if you do not, then they're going to keep sending out, and they're going to suspend your registration. So that's a lot of time for people to have to spend clearing that up.
I don't want to let this get away from us, but your office now allows people, you talked about the real a minute ago, but people that want to go to the airport, what do they have to do if they want to hurry up and get through and not have to be hassled?
So they've got to have that real ID. You cannot fly anywhere in the United States without it unless you go through TSA and get these, take all this documentation with you and go to a separate line. And the law went into effect May 7th. So you had to have had it by then. And we have worked with people and talked with them. And as long as they've come in and gotten what they needed in our office. Now, no matter where you go to get your driver's license renewed now in the state of Tennessee, you're only going to get a piece of paper. Even if you complete the real ID process, the paper does not have the star on it. So until you get that hard copy back in the mail from Nashville, you're not going to have a driver's license with the star. So we encourage people, even if you don't think you have anything scheduled, go ahead and get that converted over. It's $12 or it's $16, depending on whether or not you've had a duplicate before on that license. But it's an easy process. Once you get your documents, we'll help you with it. Give us a call at the office and we can guide you on what to bring and get you in there and get it squared away. You get the last word. What do you want these folks in Weakley and surrounding counties that are listening to our broadcast today about the clerk's office in Weakley County? So I just want people to know that we are here to serve. That's our job. We're public servants, and we can't always do everything that an individual needs or wants when they come in. I mean, we have laws and statutes we have to abide by, but I promise my door is always open. I am a phone call, and most people in Weakley County have my cell phone number. And I'm always available to listen to what you've got to say. I'm here to help you. We have great surrounding county clerks as well, and we all work together. We get plates from each other if we run out, and I mean we're a big family. And so I look forward to seeing everybody every day. This is the greatest job in the world. I've never dreaded getting up and going to work, and that's a big thing for me to say. And I just thank everybody for their support in the office and with my health issue over the last few years. Love everybody. That's our program today. A very interesting program and a lot of information for you before you go to the court clerk's office in the event you have a question. Kim Hughey is our guest today. Thank you so much, Kim. I think the world of you. I've watched you for the number of years, and I know that your heart has great passion about helping serve the community here in Weakley County. Thank you, Paul. And I appreciate you having me and giving me the opportunity to talk to everybody out there in Weakley County and surrounding areas. And we appreciate you and what you do for our community and making things easier for us. That's our program. Kim Hughey, Weakley County Clerk, Paul Tinkle, pre-recorded here on this week's 30 Minutes.
You've been listening to 30 Minutes, a community affairs program on Thunderbolt Radio. You can listen to this broadcast and others anytime by visiting thunderboltradio.com and following the Thunderbolt Radio and Digital YouTube page. Thanks for listening.